going, guys? My name is Fake Thriller. I'm sitting here with Snoo603, and we are here to answer your questions for our 25,000 subscriber Q&A video. So we asked you guys to submit some questions to us on our Facebook, on our Twitter, and on the YouTube video itself, and we're here to answer them. So the very first question comes from Firefire G on YouTube, and he asks, how did you guys become friends, and how long have you been friends?
We get to go back to the very beginning, the complete origins of Shustybang.
When we were just wee lads.
I think I get to handle this.
Okay.
Because from my perspective, it's more, well...
It's more cliche.
Yeah, I guess so. Either way, I guess it's cliche. Okay, anyway, so I originally was not from the state I live in, but I moved into our existing town in 3rd grade, which was 93. So put that in perspective. It was almost 20 years ago now. Mr. Fake Thriller himself happened to be in that class.
Yep.
And I think we kind of became friends almost since day one.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when you... What I always remember about you when you were joining, we had... For those of you guys who don't know, his real name is Sean. I remember we had 2 Seans in the class already, and I remember going to them and saying, like, listen, guys, if this new kid has your... Like, his last name starts with the same letter of your last names, you guys are screwed, because you're going to have to write out your entire name on your papers, because at the time... They just had to write Sean F. and Sean B.
He was actually, his birthday party, and whatever, how old we were at that point, that was the first birthday party I went to when I moved to my current hometown.
And we had a water fight.
We did. It was pretty sweet, and my parents didn't have a whole lot of money, so they bought me this like little keychain super soaker, so I felt like a fucking complete tool when I showed up to this party. I'm like, yeah!
I remember at that birthday party, I got it was a Nerf ball. It was just a ball that you would soak in water, and you'd whip at your friends. But, like, halfway through the birthday party or the water fight, people realized you could just dunk it in water, and it was hilarious to come up behind people and shove it in their face.
Yes.
But it was, like, the most... It's, like, literally like waterboarding, but we didn't know it back then. We were just like, this sucks. Anyway, so we met in 3rd grade, and through off and on growing up, friends, hanging out kind of a thing...
We've maintained contact. Like, it went from being really good friends to just kind of, like, you know, still knowing each other and, like... Enough that we could call ourselves friends, but not hang out all the time. Because, you know, everyone goes through that as you get to even middle school and high school. You know, interests change, and you hang out with the kids that do what you want to do.
After high school, like, sort of like the college times, we sort of realized that we had a lot in common in the ways of what we like to do, how we like to spend our time, and what we're looking to do. And then we just started hanging out more.
Yep.
The next question from...
You're looking at Young?
Young... I think it's Young G-O-double-G. Yep. He asks, do you hang out a lot in real life? And I think the answer to that is, if we're including the term real life in there, then no, we hang out less than you think, even though we live a mile from each other. And like we talk on Skype every day, we text every day, we email every day, but it's actually probably once a month that we get in the same room and go out to dinner.
All right, so next question was from Arctic Mulla, and excuse me, I have the laptop in front of me because it makes it a lot easier to do this. He wanted to know, what kind of education and profession do you guys have? For some reason, I suspect Fake Thriller got some sort of media or IT job, and Stu is more of a physical-oriented guy. Logistics of the sort? Or the sort? I don't know. Lacking a little bit in the grammar department at the end, but that's okay. You want to start?
Yeah, I do not have a media or IT job, although that would probably suit me better. I got the idea back in high school that it would be fun and interesting to be a police officer. And so I went to college, I got an associate's degree in criminal justice, and I got a job in the criminal justice field pursuing the ultimate goal of being a police officer. About 3 years into my current job, I kind of lost interest in the overall police officer goal. I haven't figured out what I want to do other than that, but for those that don't know, my technical title is Loss Prevention Specialist. I sit in an office and I work on cameras and I run audit reports for stores and I make sure they're not losing money. I make sure people aren't stealing. I make sure product doesn't go missing and stuff like that.
I have a bachelor's in... Oh, I forget the correct term. Anyways, I'm a mechanical engineer. I sit behind the computer all day. I'm a cubicle monkey, and I use the program some of you might know is SolidWorks. Other programs similar to it are like Pro-E and Inventor. I just sit there and I design 3D parts all day long. Someone hands me a 2D print, they say make a 3D model, and then a new print from that, and that's what all the machinists use to make their parts and stuff. So.
All right, the next one comes from the Noob Killa on YouTube. He wants to know where we were born, the city and state.
I'll go first. Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh,
About the only good thing about Massachusetts is Boston, and that's not saying much.
And if you wanna learn a podunk town, I was born in the town of Peterborough, New Hampshire. So look that up on the map.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's podunk, but it is very, very small town like New England.
It is small. It's the essence of small town. They successfully lobbied for years and years to avoid any fast food chains or even restaurants and stuff to go in. It's a very Main Street community.
Very rich community too. It's actually one of the richest towns in our state.
Well, and they pay to avoid having McDonald's and stuff like that in their town. They pay out the nose through taxes. The next question from Panda Kills You on YouTube is, do you guys have any brothers or sisters? I have 2 brothers, an older and a younger, and my older brother is 2 years older than me. My younger brother is 4 years younger than me.
I legitimately have 3 sisters. I have an older brother, and I've always considered him my brother. He's like technically my half brother. It's the same mom, different dad. I technically am one of 10. I have 4 stepbrothers, a stepsister, and then 3 sisters and a half brother. So it gets kind of crazy.
Good Lord. What is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you? Asks Reese Voller on YouTube.
Oh dear. Showing up to what at the time was my best friend in 3rd grade with a keychain water pistol to a water gun fight. Everyone's sitting there, these massive super soakers, and they're like, fucking right! I'm like, shit!
I think this is going to be a matter of perspective because I learned at a relatively young age that the best way to avoid being embarrassed is to be a smug, arrogant prick. And I've been executing that very thoroughly for the last 15 years. But I remember the last time I really, really overreacted about something that I, for some reason, considered it was embarrassing, was in like 6th or 7th grade. Everyone had like long hair, and I too had long hair, and I went and got it cut off. And I was thinking, I was feeling good about it. But then Monday came around and I had to go to school, and I had this panic attack, self-conscious panic attack wash over me after I got off the bus at school, thinking that everyone was going to ridicule me in a bad dream on a TV show. And I ended up running to the bathroom, and I wouldn't come out until the principal came out and got me, and then my mom came and brought me home for the day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What a queer.
Very embarrassing. But now, that's not embarrassing at all, the fact that I got a new haircut.
Right.
At the time, I made such a big deal, and I was so embarrassed about it. Alright guys, that's part 1 of our 25,000 YouTube subscriber Q&A video. I hope you liked it. Leave us a thumbs up or a comment in the section below, and tune in for part 2.
That's way too many questions.
Do you want to do... How do you feel about doing an outro? I'll cut that down. That'll be part 1. And then maybe we'll do the next part at my house under a little bit better conditions. Not tonight. Some other time. What the fuck?
Let's just get it done. We don't really have that much more to go through. I mean, we're getting a lot of personal stuff done. We can...
Dude. That's going to be on camera. I'm going to put that in. Wow.
Oh, man.
It's going to be silly.
If that picks that up, I'll be impressed. Alright. Oh.
Get the fuck out of here. I haven't been able to breathe through my nose. I'm afraid to.
That's pretty good, though. Alright.